Hello everyone, welcome back to Klever Stocks. I'm Kelvin. So right now we're going deep down into the US presidential election. Okay, so on the previous sharing, what I shared to you guys is that for the Trump and Harris, okay, so if let's say any one of them won, whether the Republican or maybe the Democrats win the presidential election, what are the industry that is going to benefit out from that? So today we are going to go dive deep into each of their policies that they have so far agreed and see whether it's feasible or not. Okay, so since the Joe Biden withdrawing from the presidential race, so we have Kamala Harris, which was the vice president, has become the Democratic candidate. So despite joining in the midway, so we do see Harris poll numbers have been climbing. So like I say, everyone is favoring on her. The reason why is because on the things that she focused on, the policy that she focused on is like saying like she's going to commit giving subsidy up to about $25,000 for the first-time home buyers and committed to build another 3 million new homes within her first term. And builders constructing these homes for the first-time buyers would also receive a tax incentive out from that. So that's why these are the things that people want, okay, the public wants, okay, because people are not having homes to stay. But another thing is that because they are homeless, then that's a different thing. Still, we need to look back into the job market, okay, because on the job data wise, we do see that is people are having less employment right now. The employment rate is actually increasing. So will this actually helps to boost the economy? I think the first thing is that she needs to emphasize on the job market also. So other than that, she also plans to legislate against those malicious rent hikes. So these policies are expected to help like 4 million first-time home buyer in the next 4 years. But whether it's going to, how good is it, is going to help because based on the current inflation, high inflation and so interest rate, the US is grappling with the housing shortage and also soaring home prices and rent. So persistently high mortgage rates because the interest rate is high, right? But looking at this, Federal Reserve seems like they are trying to lower down the interest rate. But at the same time, it's a bit of he can't do the Fed doesn't able to do anything, okay, because the inflation rate is still high. They can't let the interest rate to go down lower, okay. So if it goes down lower, then it might actually cause the inflation to go up higher. So we are stuck in this economy over here right now, and at the same time, the job market is getting weak. People are not getting jobs. So with this coming out, will it benefit the Americans? We are not sure on that because first thing is that if you want to get a loan, you know, even though they have a subsidy of 25,000, but if they can't get a loan to buy a house because they are jobless, then it's not going to have any effect out from that. But then overall, we do see like the housing cost is actually increased by 110% in the past 5 years in US, and also rents also increased 35%. Home price has surged by nearly 50%, okay, for the past 5 years. So with this coming in, probably can reduce the housing price. But the problem is that whether there are enough people or jobs, okay, to support these people to buy a house or not. So, but then one thing is that people are saying like, is this able to, is it feasible for them to do it? Because according to non-partisan committee for the responsible federal budget, so Harris' economic plan could increase the deficit by $1.7 trillion over the 10 years. So if the housing policy becomes permanent, then this figure could rise to $2 trillion. So we all know, okay, right now, US is highly in debt, okay? So with this implementing into it, then how is the economy is going to be? Then US, debt is going to increase and their credibility might be reduced also. So, but on Trump's side, which is his opponent, his economic advisor has also argued that providing home buying subsidies will not alleviate the high home prices and will further fuel inflation and harm the economy. Because why? Because with all this subsidy, more buyer in the market or more demand coming in, it could actually stir the home price up higher as well. So it's not going to be able to really, it might have a backfire back to the home pricing market also. So yes, okay, both sides they have their reason, okay, to support it. So that's why whether it's going to feasible or not, okay, let's see how it works. But then the industry leaders might on all this property development, the constructor, okay, such as like DR Hortons, Leonard Corp, okay, have not seen their stock price more than double in the past 2 years, okay, have both, okay, seen their stock price more than double in the past 2 years. And ETF tracking the US construction companies like iShares, US Home Construction ETF, and also Spider S&P Home Builders ETF have also surged accordingly after Kamala Harris have shared this out, okay. So, well, other than the home, so she actually focused on a lot of the consumer side as well, not just the property, on those like food and daily necessities. So she aimed to promote the first federal law in US history to ban price gouging. So this would actually authorize government agencies to investigate and penalize companies exploiting consumer unfairly. Well, so these are the things that this thing is something that she has been doing for the past 10 years, right? And, you know, helping people in the legislation side on this. So, well, how good is it? Is it going to be benefit to the citizen, okay, of the Americans? We're not sure yet, okay, so until she implement it. Whether it will implement, we still do not know because she's not the president yet. So let's see how it goes right after that, okay. So on the other side, we do see Donald Trump is actually supporting on those crypto-friendly stance, okay. So, but Kamala Harris hasn't personally endorsed any cryptocurrency yet, okay. But Donald Trump, they did. So in August, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer expressed his belief in the future of cryptocurrency as a virtual currency forum. So noting that Senate might pass favorable regulatory reform within the year. So, of course, the market anticipates Harris will take a more moderate stance than Biden on this. So, because under Biden's leadership, the SEC initiated several cryptocurrency enforcement action, like we have like Bitcoin ETF, and also they have also like this Ethereum, okay, Ether ETF also coming out. So, will she still continue on this? Okay, so his campaign advisor have already engaged with top cryptocurrency companies to reset the Democratic Party relationship with the crypto industry, such as like the Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong believes the crypto supporters are becoming an important voting bloc, catching the attention of both parties and underscore the industry growing political influence ahead of election. So cryptocurrency was sold off amid on the early August recession scare, so briefly falling below $50,000 mark on this, right? So we all see that. So, but then later on, it quickly rebound back up to 60,000 with related stocks also experiencing similar trends. So now, if let's say we follow Biden's path, so what is going to happen is that, of course, Harris continue to follow Biden's path, lead, okay, in many areas. Like for example, he encouraged more on development of clean energy and also electric vehicle industry in energy sector, and insists on international cooperation over isolationism in foreign and trade policies. Okay, so of course, EV side, whether is still going to be survive in the next decades or maybe 2 decades, right? The thing is that we do see, seems like the Americans and also the European are trying to stop China, okay, on the EV. So we do all know, okay, Tesla first came out with the EV, then later followed by China. But the thing is that China actually took the lead on the sales of EV by amount. So it seems like the Americans is not that happy to have the EV, booming so fast from the China side, because the cost for them to build an EV car so is more expensive than China side, and they are, most of them they are relying on the China side, and other of their traditional brands such as like Ford, maybe like Volkswagen, GM, all this, they are not able to produce, okay, such a low cost, okay, EV and market into the market, okay, to the public. The reason is because there's too many things that they need to look into it. All the parts, okay, they have to make sure it read or maybe understand the same programming language. So if let's say this doesn't happen, then the company, okay, like a Ford, GM, Rivian, they need to come out their own software to make sure all the parts are able to communicate in the same language. So this is a very high cost for all the EV company also. Okay, so yeah, if let's say she does continue to promote EV, so and also the clean energy, of course, this thing is we are still going on. So what are the stocks that it could actually benefit under Harris policy? Clean energy wise, they have SLR, which is First Solar, Enphase Energy, and Next Tracker. And for EV side, Ford, GM, General Motors, and Rivian Automotive. Consumer side, they have Amazon, Walmart, and Costco as well. And of course, crypto side will be MicroStrategy, Coinbase, Marathon Digital. Real estate will be DHI, which is DR Horton, and Lena Corp, and also Pute Group. And cannabis-wise will be Teva, Pharmaceutical Industries, Dr. Reddy's Laboratories Limited, and also Tilray Brands. Okay, so that's why we can see that there are two different things they are looking at it. So if let's say Trump trade-wise, okay, is different. Okay, is lack of is more distinctive characteristic out from there. This is mainly because Harris has not been involved in business activities. Okay, we all know she has been helping the people or the Americans, okay, to find the balance point, like for example on the data protection and also security issue on the social media. So that's why there is not much of the stock tied to Kamala Harris. But there is with this Trump side, because Trump, he is a businessman, we all know, have been the second generation going to third generation. So the Trump media and technology is going to be affected if Trump is going to win the presidential election. So of course, if let's say Trump wins, the industry that benefit from the policy are actually quite diverse, okay, and the stock price don't usually respond dramatically to the election. So it might be more practical to watch how specific the industry profit are affected once the policy are implemented. Same thing like what I said before, wait for the election is done first, see who is the president, then we stay aside and we watch what are the stocks that is going to be benefit from the policy that they are coming out. Okay, so of course this there's a lot of things is uncertain. There might be changes right after that, or even before the presidential election, there might be changes as well. And we all know, okay, most of the time, politicians, when they promise to us something, sometimes they can't deliver 100%, okay? There might be something because of some restriction that is going on, something that is not so easy to change, okay, during their terms, right? So that's why, like, for example, okay, things might be changing, like, okay, we didn't know Joe Biden is going to pull out from the presidential election, right? So we didn't know Kamala Harris is going to lead the presidential election, right? And also, like, we didn't even expect Trump has an assassination attempt also before that. So that's why there's a lot of things that is keep changing. So it's good that we see later on how things is going to be right after, you know, after the debate, see what they have to offer on the table. And also, right after the election, what kind of policy that they are going to implement first, all right? So thank you very much for joining. I'm Kelvin here, and hope this will help you understand a bit more on each of the parties, the stocks that is related to them.
Klever Stock, the ultimate financial insight for everyone.